Beyond the grand pyramids and powerful pharaohs, ancient Egypt was home to a vibrant world of ordinary people: farmers, craftsmen, priests, and families who built one of history's greatest civilizations. Along the banks of the Nile, life flourished with rhythm and purpose, guided by the floods, the gods, and the rule of the king. From daily work and religion to food, fashion, and festivals, every aspect of Egyptian life reflected harmony with nature and devotion to the divine. Step back in time to uncover how people truly lived in ancient Egypt, a civilization that still fascinates and inspires the modern world. Today we will talk about life in ancient Egypt, how people lived. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The civilization. Along the Nile. Life in ancient Egypt was deeply shaped by the Nile River, the lifeblood of the civilization. Flowing from the heart of Africa to the Mediterranean Sea, it provided fertile soil, water, and a natural highway for trade and communication. The Nile's predictable floods allowed Egyptians to cultivate crops and sustain a powerful empire in the midst of the desert. Villages and cities thrived along its banks, forming one of the most advanced societies of the ancient world. The rhythm of daily life, religion, and festivals followed the cycle of the river. Farmers, craftsmen, and nobles all depended on the Nile's bounty. Beyond agriculture, it was a source of fish, papyrus, and transport. For Egyptians, the Nile wasn't just a river, it was a divine gift, the very foundation upon which life, culture, and civilization flourished for thousands of years. 2. The structure of Egyptian society. Ancient Egypt had a highly organized social system that reflected both divine order and human hierarchy. At the top stood the pharaoh, regarded as a living god and the ultimate authority. Beneath him were nobles, priests, and officials who governed provinces, collected taxes, and supervised construction. Scribes trained in the art of writing held great prestige as record keepers and scholars. The majority of Egyptians were farmers, laborers, and craftsmen who sustained the economy through hard work. At the base were servants and slaves, often prisoners of war, who assisted in households and temples. Despite the rigid hierarchy, Egyptians valued balance, known as ma'at, the principle of truth, order, and justice. Everyone from pharaoh to farmer had a role in maintaining harmony. This structured society ensured stability for millennia, making Egypt one of the longest-lasting civilizations in human history. 3. The life of common Egyptians. The daily life of ordinary Egyptians was simple but filled with purpose. Most people lived in mud brick houses that kept them cool in the scorching heat. Families were close-knit, and both men and women contributed to survival. Men worked as farmers, builders, or craftsmen, while women managed households, raised children, and produced textiles and bread. Children helped with chores and played games that taught coordination and teamwork. Meals consisted mainly of bread, beer, vegetables, and occasionally fish or meat for special occasions. Entertainment came from music, dance, and storytelling. Despite limited luxury, community bonds were strong and festivals brought joy to village life. Egyptians found happiness in balance and gratitude for the Nile's gifts. Their simple yet fulfilling lifestyle reflected a deep connection to nature, family, and faith, values that defined their enduring civilization. 4. The role of women in ancient Egypt. Compared to many ancient societies, Egyptian women enjoyed remarkable rights and respect. They could own property, run businesses, inherit wealth, and even divorce. Women participated in both household and public life, working as merchants, priestesses, musicians, and midwives. Noble women wielded significant influence, and some, like Queen Hatshepsut and Cleopatra VII, ruled Egypt as pharaohs in their own right. Marriage was viewed as a partnership, and love poems from the time reveal the warmth and affection within families. Mothers were highly honored, as fertility and motherhood were considered sacred. In religion, goddesses like Isis and Hathor symbolized beauty, motherhood, and protection, reflecting the esteem women held in society. While men typically dominated politics and warfare, women shaped Egyptian life through family, religion, and economy. Their legacy endures as a testament to one of history's earliest examples of gender respect and empowerment. 5. Education and knowledge. Education in ancient Egypt was primarily for the elite, but played a crucial role in sustaining the empire. Boys of noble or educated families were taught reading, writing, mathematics, and administration to become scribes or officials. Writing was done using hieroglyphs, sacred symbols inscribed on papyrus scrolls or temple walls. Scribes were highly respected because they recorded laws, trade, and history, preserving Egypt's culture for eternity. Temples and palace schools served as learning centers where students studied astronomy, medicine, and theology. While most commoners were illiterate, they learned practical skills from their parents: farming, weaving, or craftsmanship. Education extended beyond knowledge. It taught discipline, respect for authority, and the concept of ma'at, truth and balance. This dedication to learning made Egypt a beacon of ancient wisdom, producing architects, physicians, and scholars whose influence reached across the ancient world. 6. Religion and the afterlife. Religion was at the heart of Egyptian life, shaping every aspect of society. Egyptians believed their gods controlled nature, fate, and the afterlife. Deities like Ra, the sun god, Osiris, god of the afterlife, and Isis, goddess of magic, were central to daily worship. Temples served as both religious and economic centers, employing thousands of priests, artisans, and workers. The afterlife was the ultimate goal. Egyptians believed that the soul, or Ka, lived on after death if the body was preserved through mummification. Elaborate tombs filled with treasures, food, and sacred texts, like the Book of the Dead, guided the deceased through the journey to eternity. This strong faith inspired the building of magnificent temples and pyramids, symbols of devotion and immortality. Religion gave meaning, order, and hope to Egyptian life, ensuring that every action honored both gods and ancestors. 7. Work, art, and innovation. Egyptians were skilled craftsmen, builders, and artists whose creativity defined their civilization. Farmers mastered irrigation techniques, channeling Nile waters to grow wheat, barley, and flax. Artisans crafted jewelry, pottery, furniture, and statues that combined beauty with symbolism. Painters decorated tombs with scenes of daily life and divine journeys, using vivid colors that still survive today. Egyptian architects achieved unmatched precision, building colossal monuments like the pyramids and temples that endure as engineering marvels. Music, poetry, and sculpture flourished, celebrating gods, kings, and nature. Laborers, though working hard under the sun, took pride in their craft, knowing they were part of something eternal. Innovation was constant, from the invention of papyrus paper to advances in medicine and measurement. Through art and work, Egyptians expressed both creativity and devotion, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire the modern world. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.